Alright guys, you don't know today is the first episode in our discussion with dads, and I am totally inappreciative of those who took the time out to join us. I wanted to make today a little bit different, so that's why we're just making it very natural. Natural. Because a lot of us are a lot of persons out there that will see the fathers and dads and persons who play a role as a father in a relationship or in a family scenario, but they don't know the challenges that males face when it comes to, you know, trying to do what's right as a parent and trying to make decisions for the kids and trying to make decisions for themselves as well. So we wanted to have this discussion today and talk to y'all. Have this post available so persons can see it in the future, and have these information out there so that we have a variety of different persons sharing their experiences, sharing their thoughts, sharing their suggestions, and whatever else they might have that they want to share with the world. And this is what the platform is all about. This is what the channel is all about. There will be information that will be shared from time to time on a whole wide variety of different topics and a whole variety of different aspects on ratio of life. That's what it should be. It shouldn't just be about selling something. It shouldn't just be about what you can buy, what you can earn, or what you can get, but more so just a natural moment of life and reality. Because in these days, people keep forgetting about the reality of life. People keep forgetting about what's going on, and instead everyone is just living a fast life, or trying to live a fast life, trying to live a fake life, trying to pretend to be who they're not. And then some of us get caught up in what we see, but not what we really know. So that's why we wanted to start this topic, give persons from a whole variety of wherever country they come from, whatever culture they come from. You know, persons can be living in the United States, whether they're US citizens or not, but it doesn't mean they're celebrating the same culture. It doesn't mean they're living the same life as other persons, because everyone has their own way that they do things. You know what I mean? You have your own family and you're raising them up in the choice that you choose. So in the same way, all of us do the things how we prefer. And at this point in time, we want to take the time out to get Richard online and see and hear his views and his thoughts and see where we can go from there. So I'm going to try to call him right now and see if I get him, and then see what we can talk about today. And you guys can listen, you guys can hear, and you guys can also comment your thoughts as well. It's also welcome, you know what I mean? Because I said this whole channel is designed for us, it's designed for everyone, not just for me or who's joining, but also for you guys to view and see what's going on. So let's try to get Richard on the line, and then we go from there. Alrighty? Good. Give me just a few seconds. I'm setting it up here, and then I'm gonna try to make that call. Alright, guys? Just a few quick seconds. Okay. Yeah, hello?
Yo, Jenna.
Yeah, man, you there?
Yeah?
Alright,
Yeah,
good.
man.
Good.
I've been living color.
Good. Let me crack this music down a little bit, because I was actually just warming up with a little background. But like, you're there now and you're live, we just turn this down a little bit so we can hear you fully. Yes, brother. Bless up. Bless up, y'all. It's a moment, and it's finally here that we can have this discussion. We've been trying for a while, and we've tried. We talk about different things, but we never really get around to it. But finally, we're making the decision to do this, and we're gonna have people have the opportunity so they can see what's going on and they can hear what's going on. So, Richard.
Yeah.
Richard.
Yes, I am. Blessings.
All right, so welcome. So what we want to talk about a little bit first is I want to just to get to know people. Will see you, people will hear you, people might know you, but they really don't really know you, because most of the time people assume, but based on what they see, based on what they hear, but it's not necessarily based on what they know. So what I want to start off really is you just telling me a little bit about you, your background story, and a little bit and so on.
Well, Richard Watson,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and most people pretty much know me as Richie. Some call me Briegel, some call me Tom Briegel. But some of these names are names you get while you're growing up, you know what I mean? Some you might like, some you may not like, but,
Yes.
you know, you grew up with the name,
And
you
some
know,
and
and you
some end up
answer to
stick
it,
by you
you know,
too, not by
because,
choice, but it just stick.
yeah, because, you know, you're there in your neighborhood and a man call you a name, hey, you better you answer Titi, you know, 'cause if you don't answer Titi, go stick to your CMS, so you don't make no
the
difference,
moment you screw your face, I
you
hear
know?
name that.
Yeah, man, yeah, man, yeah, man. So, you know,
Yeah.
everything is good, everything is good, life is good. You know, you have to give God thanks, cause you know, wake up to another day.
True.
You know, you got health and strength. You know, your family all right, and you know, so
And those are the main
yeah,
things.
yeah, that's the most things. You know, as long as you got health and strength, you know, health and strength bring wealth.
True.
You know,
So based on what you're saying, you grew up also in a Christian family background home.
yeah, actually, a lot of people would even know there used to be a church in my yard.
Wow. Wow.
You see that? Because when you come in the neighborhood, you never even know that's you know, between my house and my great grandmother house and my grandmother house really is
Yes.
there used to be a space, and
Mm-hmm.
we used to have a church in between,
Wow. Never know that.
you know, and a lot of people wouldn't know. You know, if you know really born in the neighborhood from the 80s,
Yes.
then you would know.
Yes.
You know, then you would know. You know, but you know, it's one of them things. You know, I mean, grew up in a Christian home, but while growing up, I don't really think of myself as a Christian.
Right.
You know, because after you grow up and you're reading books and you're reading Bibles and all that stuff, you know, you realize Christianity, you know, Christianity or all of that stuff is war. All they do is fight war.
Wow.
And if you believe in the Most High don't believe in war.
Yes.
Most High believe in peace and love.
True.
So me not recall myself really as a Christian. I grew up in a Christian home, but I don't recall myself as a Christian. I call myself a child of God.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people, you know, they choose what they want to choose.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if you see it every day, you get up and you see it every day, all you see is religion. Bring religion, religious people, everybody was say they're religious this and religious that, all you see them do a fight war.
Yes.
You know, who want this are my church and this are the right church and that the man church. He believes that every man believes that him church are the right church.
Yes. Because that's what they grew up in.
But if you think about it and it come down to one thing,
Mm-hmm.
everybody prays the same Father above.
True. Everybody's
So
still
much,
praying. Yep. Whichever, however, wherever,
I'm a
but they're
child of God.
True.
Yeah, I'm a child of God. I'm not a Christian.
Right.
You know, but you know, we grew up good where the whole neighborhood grows.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because your parents gonna work, your grandparents are the one pretty much do most of the raising.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it, your teacher probably even do more in your life. The teacher at school probably do more in your life than your own parents. Because how often your parents see you?
Mm-hmm.
How long they see you for? You know, your parents only see you until you are probably 2-3 years old. Until you start go school, and once you start go school, who see you most of the day?
The neighborhood and the teachers.
Your neighborhood and the teacher.
True.
So that is why it's always said, it take a village to raise a child. You know, take a village to raise a child. You know, and gone are those days.
Mm-hmm.
Because
when villages were raising children.
yeah, when village were raising children, and those are the ones that grew up with a lot of morals and respect.
Mm-hmm.
Kids nowadays, very rare you find a kid with good moral and respect being held as. Everybody is, I don't even want to use the word go this to your mother, go this to your sister, go this to your whole family and this.
Respect.
Which it shouldn't be like it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, the connection gone.
The connection gone and it's to be blamed is the parents are the ones to be blamed. You can't blame nobody else. You can't even blame the government because when you go blame the government say because the government say you can't discipline your child.
No.
And your government when put you and the two parents together and make them have the child.
True.
And a lot of things what I see happen is where we as parents we go to school and the same teacher that teach us in school.
Mm-hmm.
You send your child to school and the same teacher that teaches you teaching your child. And if that teacher, because your child misbehave and don't want to do what he's supposed to do when the teacher spank him, then him come home and tell you, say, boy, teacher beat me, or teacher this and teacher that. And before you ask the child, what did you do? Why the teacher spank you? Or the teacher put a whooping on you? And then when he tell you that you whoop him again, and guess what? There would be no more disrespect. But instead of the parents do that, the parents go to the school and try to fight off the teacher.
True.
Why would you try to fight the teacher, the same teacher that pretty much raised you, put more time into you than your parents did? Because if you think about it, teachers teach for like 9 years,
Mm-hmm.
If you plus basic school or kindergarten.
Roughly.
So that's another 3 year right
You're
there.
looking at I'd say about 15 years. Because you leave school 18, you start when you're roughly 3. So it could be 15 to 16 years.
Yeah, it could be 15 years
Mm-hmm.
or more. A
Yes.
teacher for. And the teacher responsible for you all day. Where your parents at? Your parents gone to school, gone to work. Once that child enter that classroom, the teacher is responsible for that child. And there is how many child in a classroom? Probably 29, probably 30 child in a classroom. The teacher responsible for that 30 child. And it's not just your child alone the teacher responsible for. The teacher responsible for that 30 child. People don't think about it like that.
True.
So now if that child leave out of that school, or if the school gate don't have a lock on it where the child not supposed to come out of that school, if that child don't mark present in that teacher class for that day, that teacher is not responsible for your child. So if your child doesn't go to school, who's responsible for that child? Can't be the teacher because you sent him to school but he never showed up to school because the teacher did not mark him present for early or late.
True.
He never show up and something wrong with him. Now you go call the school. Why this happened to you? You can't blame the school.
No.
Because your child, it have to come from you because if you discipline your child at home and
Your child
you
had
can't
him.
think your child. You can't think your child, but you can do the most to try to get them to do the best they can be and the best they can be of themselves.
True.
You understand?
True.
So, there's a lot of things that going into raising a child. And, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the parent.
Yes. And with you saying that, based on how you were brought up as a child and the experiences that you have or had growing up, what difference did that make to you when you started having your family?
Oh man, that's like back to basic. That growing up, you make you think. Because when you don't got a child, you're carefree out there in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have anybody that responsible or you responsible for. You're only responsible for yourself.
Yes.
But the minute you know you're going to be a father,
Mm-hmm.
or you're going to be a parent, everything that you were doing is on the back burner for yourself. It's everything is about the kid or about the children
Yes.
because you don't put yourself ahead anymore. You put them first.
Mm-hmm.
But how long can you put them first? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's where a lot of time I think a lot of parents get it wrong. You know, I'm not gonna get up and tell you that my child is the best child in the world because every kids, every parents, everybody got them flaws.
True.
Everybody have a way how them govern their house. And everybody got them rules on their having in their house. But you have to instill respect in your kid. You know? You have to instill respect in them because if them don't respect you, who else then go respect? Because if a child don't respect you, you can't respect nobody else. But my upbringing, I put pretty much 90% of my upbringing into my kids then.
Right.
You know? And whether they like it or not, I don't care. I don't care if they like it or not because I know what I'm doing is the right thing. They might not like it. But just like when we were growing up, we probably didn't like what our parents were doing to us. But when you grow up and you sit down and you realize, oh, now I see what my parents were trying to do. But because you were young, and you always think they're just riding you all the time, you weren't thinking.
Or you just say they don't like you.
They want the best for you. You maybe think they don't like you, but they only want the best for you.
True.
So now that you see it, you should want the best for your kid. Your kid might not like what you're doing, might not like it. Because I guarantee you, my son is 22 years old. Probably don't like me, but I guarantee you he love me.
True.
Because every time he see me, he come give me a hug. Love your pops. Pops, you all right? He don't talk to me much. He don't say much to me, but Pops, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right.
It's funny you say that. I had a discussion with a teenager the other day, and my son was in the atmosphere but not in the discussion. So after it was finished and we talked about it and stuff like that, guess what my son was saying to me? I should give him some advice, like he heard me giving that child. I said to him, you're around it every day. You're hearing it all the time. So at the end of the day, it seems different when...
That means he's not listening. He hear you, but he's not listening. It's a different.
But that's what I said. It sounds different when you hear you saying it to someone else. He was like...
Exactly.
So exactly.
Exactly. But because sometimes it's probably because it's your child and the way you deliver it to him. It might not sound the way he wants to hear it, but if he hear you saying this to somebody else, or if somebody else come and tell him the same thing but in a different way,
and then he hears the response from the other person too, saying, Mario boy, thank you, for saying so and so, and he's like, wow, it's funny.
Because I guarantee you, if you bring 100 person right now on this discussion and you talk to him about your son and you're telling that what you're telling your son, they'll tell you the 100 person would they say the same thing in 100 different ways.
Exactly. And like
what that person acknowledge.
And that's why I always say it's like when you read in a book, if 15 people read the same book, all persons will have a different interpretation from what they read.
Different interpretation and understanding of the book.
And you go to many different churches, but they're preaching from the same Bible, but the thoughts and the words are all different.
They preach, everything is different. Everybody preaches different. Nobody don't preach the same way.
It's different.
Because everybody don't get the message the same way.
No, exactly. But it doesn't mean you can't give up based on that, and you can't hold back based on that. You have to keep pushing it too.
But the greatest thing is when you got your children and you don't sugarcoat anything.
No, can't.
When you sugarcoat it, you're giving these kids false hope.
Exactly.
You know, as I told you, my son might not like me, and if I'm watching TV or if he's watching TV and I come there and I sit right beside him, or sit in the same couch that he's sitting in watching the same show, and I don't even say a word to him, I guarantee you, 5 minutes after I sit down, he get up and walk away and give me the remote and say, "Here, I didn't ask him for it.
Right.
I didn't tell him to change it. I'm watching whatever he's watching."
Right.
But for some reason, he would not sit there with me.
Wow.
But I tell him all the time, I only want the best for you, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm gonna tell you just like it is.
But when I see things that I see going on these days, as far as you know, what's happening with the social media, what's happening in the world today, I would say that fathers have to have a firm grip. You know, there's a difference with loving a child, and spoiling a child, and having a firm grip. There's a difference with all of them, because you can have a child and everything the child asks you for, you say because you want to show them you love them, you go give it to them. You can have a child and every
Nope.
time they're trying to say, "Boy, daddy, so and so," "Oh yes, okay, my son, come here," or "My daughter, come here," so and so and so. But when you do it, you have to know where to draw the line. You have to know how to draw the line. You have to know how to communicate with them
No,
too, and be fair in all areas.
no, no. Let me tell you about me with my kids.
Mhm.
I don't sugarcoat anything with them. There's many a times my kids come to me and say, "Daddy,
Mhm.
can I get this? Can I get this? Or Daddy, I want this. Or can you get me this?" And honestly, I have the money, can give it to them.
Yes.
But I tell them, "Look, I can give it to you, but not right now." Sometimes I go buy it, put it down because I want to get their reaction. My
First.
kids, to be honest with you, tell you something about my kids. It doesn't matter what I give my kids. You don't have to. They don't care if it's name brand or no name brand,
Mhm.
because I barely give my kids name brand, because what kids don't realize is every clothes, every shoes you wear is a name brand.
Yes, exactly.
But some people is what most society think is name brand. They go for it name brand now.
Mhm.
Everything got a name on it. Everything that sell have a name on it, and it's a brand.
And it's a brand, exactly.
But when I give my kids anything, they just say, "Thank you, Dad, love you," and they're gone. They accept what I give them. They don't. If they don't like it, they don't tell me they don't like it. The only thing is, if they can't fit, they say, "Daddy can't fit me." You know, I'm sorry. I get a bigger size, or I get a
We can
smaller
trade it.
size. You know, get their size. But I don't spoil them.
And you
I don't
can't.
spoil my kids.
And you can't.
No, because I want, when my kids come to me and say, "Hey, Dad, can I get this?" And if I truly don't have it, and I tell them I don't have it, it's not gonna cause a problem. Or they're not gonna be mad at me, because they're gonna tell me, "Hey, if Dad got it, I would get it."
Exactly. And I
You
don't
know
know
what I
if
mean?
you've heard of this story that happened years ago. When I was growing up, I would hear of it, where this mother had her son, and he was crying for a piece of stick, and she gave it to him, and to stop him from crying. And after she gave it to him, after a while playing with that stick, the stick poked him in his eye, and he became blind. But that happened when he was young. So as he got older, one day he had the courage to say, "Ma, I don't know what happened. Why is it that I only have one eye?" And the mom said, "When you were a baby, you were crying for a piece of stick, and I just gave it to you." And with the mother saying that, she probably was just saying it just to explain what happened. But to her surprise, the son looked at her and said, "Ma, let me ask you a question. Would I still be crying until now?" To say that
No,
even though she didn't
exactly.
take she if she had taken the stick from him, he would have stopped crying eventually, but he wouldn't have lost his eye. But now he only has
Exactly.
one eye, and that one eye is gonna stay with him forever. So
But it's good to say, when, as just as we're kids, if when we're growing up, and if we see fire,
mhm.
and as a kid, and we know it's danger, and we're pulling you from the fire,
Mhm.
you're still crying to go to the fire. So back in the days, parents used to say, "Use that same fire and take it and burn you on your damn finger with it." And when you
And the
pull it
moment
away
you
and you
see it,
feel it, then guess what? You know you stay away from it because it's danger.
Trust me.
But in another way, let me put it to you about it's not just kids, it's people in general.
True.
Because if I'm coming from down the street and I saw you going down the street, even if it's you're my child or it's not my child, if it's even if it's a grown folk,
Yes.
right? Grown person. And I tell him, hey, don't walk that way because danger is there. Go walk the other side. That person gonna look at you and go walk exactly where you tell him not to walk because he wanna see what it is.
Exactly.
Just to go tell you, okay, it's just like this. I'm at work, I drive a truck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at work. And there's a lot of times we get messages in our computer telling us, hey, there's an accident on the road, use alternative route. So in other words, use another route that's gonna bring you back safely on time.
Right.
Instead of you in traffic stuck with a trailer with the customer package.
Mm-hmm.
It's different if you already don't have an exit.
Yes. True.
Because there's many a time my friends call me. Hey Rich, I know this is your neighborhood. There's an accident on I-55. Where can I take to bring me back to here and there? And I guide them and tell them where to drive.
Yes.
You're like, man, I'm glad you tell me because I didn't even know this road exists. You know, if you never tell me this road exists, I wouldn't know. It's like, is this a truck road? I say, yeah, it's a truck road. I wouldn't say if it's not a truck road.
Yeah, because remember, I said the truck itself drives on different roads too.
Exactly. They can't drive on avenue. They only can drive on streets and road.
Exactly.
And they can't drive in local neighborhoods.
Certain neighborhoods, yes. True.
Like yeah. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing as a child. The way these kids growing up, man, the parents keep saying because I couldn't afford this and my parents couldn't afford that.
I'm gonna give it to you.
No, don't do it. Grow them the way you grow up. It make them be a better person. Because, okay, it's just like I tell my friend. My friend tell me all the time, hey Rich, because we talk on the phone all the time, but he grows up in America. I grew up in Jamaica. Yes. He said, man, I was poor growing up, man. I was dirt poor, and I was like, dude, you don't even know what is poor. I said, you got government assistance. We don't have government assistance. I said, I'm not telling him, I said, I used to walk in the hot asphalt with car
barefooted. True.
You either going to school barefooted or you're going some because you probably only got 2 pair of shoes.
True. Or one.
2 pair of shoes is one to go to church on special occasion.
Or one.
And one to go to school.
Or one.
Or you only have one.
Yeah.
And you can't afford it. So no, even a lot of times the lady turned to me and said, "What, you're buying another shoes?" I'm like, you don't understand. Me, I always had clothes on my back, but I never really got shoes on my feet.
True.
So I'd rather know. You know the amount of time you got broken bottle goes in your foot, broken bottle cut your foot, thorn goes in your foot.
True. And sometimes
that's what we call maka juk in your foot.
Sometimes you can't find it.
Buck off your toe head.
Yep.
You know?
True.
So it's a lot of way if you grow, as I said, as they have a saying says, if you grow your child, if you raise your child the right way, you don't have to raise your grandchild.
True. True.
But if you don't raise your child, you have to raise your grandchild.
You always end up after the journey can't continue. It stopped.
No, it stopped. You know, is me growing up, I don't look up to celebrities. My parents are always my celebrities. And I always, when I pray to God, I always say, Father God, make me be better than what my parents do. Make me achieve more than what my parents achieve.
Mm-hmm.
I look up to movie star and celebrity and all these people to be my idols. My parents are always my idol because I see what them do every day.
Mm-hmm.
Because my mom have to go wash people dirty clothes. Many nights my mother not have food to eat. My mother, me as the older child, my mother send go borrow money or go beg people this or go beg people that there. A lot of people don't know that, but in my house and my yard, we growing up, people used to think we got money. But because you don't come out there and tell people what you got through, so people won't know. A lot of people used to think. Even my lady, when I talk to my lady mother thinks that me we grew up have money.
Right.
And when me break it down to the lady and I tell her what is what, she said, she understand, but because people don't know your business.
True.
They don't know. My father, when my father as a caddy, when tourist season slow, tourist season slow down and wind down.
Mm-hmm.
My father and friend them gonna see and turn fisherman.
Mm-hmm. Multiple skills.
Yeah, so you have to do something.
And everybody in the village who can carve, they probably end up as son some of the work.
Exactly, son some of the work.
Mm-hmm.
Me as a youth, when my mother and my father break up, me as a youth, I become hustler real fast. Because my mother and father separated me at 10-year-old and me the oldest one.
Yeah.
So certain things I want and believe that I could have want, I can't go to them parents because they have a man that they take care of 2 houses. And they have to take care of 2 houses. You have 3 kids over here, so you have 1 over here, so I live with you. You have to take care of. That's why me growing up, and it's not like me couldn't get my youth when me a teenager.
Yes.
But me look into it and say, you know what? I want to get all my kids in with one person and one person only. I don't want no kids there, so kids there, so kids there, so kids over there. So. Because I see what my father got through.
So it still help you to make better decisions for yourself
it
too.
Me to make exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And most of the time, not even most of the time, if you think about it, no. But because back in the days, even if your parents couldn't afford to give you a night meal, you could have got your friend, you had to go sit down, your friend, your
mother don't share a plate of food.
Your mother go share if I have 1 dumpling, I get on 1 piece of yam and 1 banana. If I have the chicken, chicken neck with some grease in it, guess what?
Something.
You go eat something, whatever they might eat, you go eat, and your friend go sharing food with you.
True. And you specifically,
and we still have those friends until today. We don't leave them alone, leave them out. And the same friends that we have.
Yes, but specifically, you go choose that particular friend where you know that yard. You go there, you go get something. Cause you have many friends too,
Yeah,
but you have, and you might have more than one property where you can go get a dinner. But you go choose the one where you know say.
You got some friend. What me tell you say, are you genuine friend, but you know, say if you got in the yard, you go hungry.
Yes.
Cause for them parents different, but that's still your friend.
It's already limited.
You go over this man, okay, so we go over this yard over here saying because you know, say anytime this a woman that cook,
Yes.
Everybody go eat, but that's why I tell you say, this lady in our neighborhood, if you know her, they call her Miss Chunko near Ruby.
Oh gosh, watch out, ghost pimples.
Brenda Tensia them and Jeff them and
yeah man, you know her man.
God, trust me. God bless that woman there, because that woman there,
Yeah man.
When that woman there cooking pot, cook pot for one house alone, cook everybody come they go eat,
Wow. Blessed.
The worst if she like you,
You can't pass, me say when we used to walk. Well, we used to just walk past. Wait, no, she passed away I think the other day. But when me walking past the property where she had a shop, right? She only one glimpse me, And she said to me, say, where your mother? Tell her, I said, me say a long time I don't see her. Tell her how old for me. She don't.
That's an upper liquor button.
Yes, man.
But may I tell you, when she used to live at Saigon.
Me never know when she did live at Saigon.
Exactly, because she used to live down the bottom and they used to have a big almond tree and a tamarind tree in the yard.
That's the region where Brenda them have the house.
Behind where she have the house, down at the bottom.
Yeah, me know the house where they used to down there.
Yeah. One carving tree used to down there. I down there, the original carving yard used to there.
Before Jeff to bring you go further.
They make good carving. Exactly. Well, guess what? About 2 more spots before Jeff to reach up and we shot him living. Because we used to go over, they used to go over Richard, Desi them live.
Yeah.
And that's on apple tree and one coconut tree there so again.
Yeah.
And then they used to go further. If you know Richard, Kadeen them live Moses.
Yes.
Yeah, and down there, you know, one bush down there, so I one big red tree down there, and some more tree down there. Cut out down there, they have them carving again. So there's many places what things go on in the neighborhood. People never would even know the
No.
things used to go on in the
Yeah.
place.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But you base your life on all of them things, but you know, because you live in a different country, some of the stuff them you want to pass for your kids, but you can't. That's why, as much as often as I can go back home with them, I carry them home.
Yes, make them get some of the culture.
And make them enjoy themselves. My youngest daughter, 8 years old right now, I tell her, say, every chance me get and if me go to Jamaica, Dad, I might come in with you. You know I love to come. You know I love Jamaica. Because when them down there carefree, you let them go into the neighborhood with the neighborhood kids there.
True.
Because they're not doing them nothing. Them are going to protect them.
True.
Them are going to say, oh, a foreign pitney them in, we are taking
I'm afraid this.
them.
I'm afraid this.
I'm afraid them. Yeah, you mean they got their friend and friend, they got their foreign friend.
Yeah, man.
So you know, so when foreign friend they come, they might get them candy and they might get them this and they might get them that.
Exactly.
So guess what? You can't go back in the neighborhood and see the neighborhood where you grew up, you know, make them have a taste side. They now get the fullness side because things and time change.
True. But whatever is available, they'll still get.
Exactly. And that's how you have to deal with life and deal with your youth them. Because trust me, you're hard. You spend less time, cause trust me. Me wish my kids them would have grown in Jamaica. Even though me they yesterday were. I mean, right. Would have spent less time with them.
Mm-hmm. But how the culture grow the kids is what you say you think
culture, exactly, because most kids from Jamaica, when them leave at a young age, even though them with them parents, but the parents still not with them. Because the work what you have to put in to survive in this country.
Yeah, it come like they only there here, but they're not.
Because me have to think about it. For most part, me gonna work 5-6 days a week. Sometimes, most of the time for the year, me gone 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. When me see my daughter, and when me come in from work, in the morning, and me pretty much sleep for 1.5 hours, get up back and get her ready for school because her mother already gone to work. When me come in, she already gone to work. You know, good for me because me have 2 older kids, so me not have to worry.
Right. So them end up helping you as far as with certain aspects of it.
It's not even help, but at least them the inside of the house, so me not have to worry about a 8-year-old.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, basically,
you know what I mean?
Not there around.
So, them when me come in from work, them they get ready to go out to school. So me only see them when them go to school. And me see them for probably about 1 hour or 2 hours when them come in back from school. And me go pick up my daughter, and when me pick up my daughter, I come back straight into the shower. And from the shower, gone to work again. So, as me say, the teacher spend more time with the youth them, so you have to respect the teacher them. So when a kid come home and tell me say my teacher this and my teacher that, as long as my teacher not joke out their eye and this and that or whatever, and then discipline them. You know what, I'm gonna come tell me say my teacher, your teacher discipline me, because I'm gonna ask you why you do your teacher discipline you.
Right.
Because the teacher responsible for you. Most of the time, as parents, the most we see with kids after they graduate from school, you know.
True.
When them born until them about 3-year-old to 5-year-old, that's the most you see your kid. That's the most you have them for.
And even after they graduate, most of the time.
When they graduate from school, they turn man and woman.
Their whole life change and a year time again. They're in a next zone.
So you only bring them in at this earth, man. But people don't look at it like that.
True.
You know what I mean? People don't look at it like nowadays. People don't look at it because that is why the world is like that. Because they make the government try to dictate and tell you how to raise a child. Me discipline my child already. You know, my child tell me saying go call police for me. You know. And me when me ask him say where you call police for me, I ask him say where you go live after you call the police. He said in here. I say in where? He said in this house. So I said let me ask you a question now. When you call police, you do what you do wrong and me discipline you. and you call the police. No, the police lock me up. Me go to jail. Me lose my job.
Lose the
Who
house.
go pay for the house where you go live in? So now me not have no house, so where you go sleep? Where you go live? So I say, oh. I
Never
won't
to
call
think
the
all of
police.
that.
So the thing about it, say I won't call the police. So me say, oh, but this is what they tell you at school. They don't tell you about the problem what come behind it. They only tell you if your parents discipline you, you have to call the police.
And when they
So
take the
now,
child from you and
when you call the police, because me tell my kids, plain and straight. When I'm grown, I'm going to sugarcoat them, tell them mother straight up. Let me tell you this. If you do something wrong, I'm going to slap you your ass and you call the police and the police slap you. You can't stay back in my house again. When you call the police, pack your bag and go with them. You're not staying in my house. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And number one, when them take you and then gone with you,
You not come back.
look for
That's
you.
it.
I'm not busy with you again. You cause the problem for yourself. Deal with it. I don't care how small you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
If you smart enough, or old enough to call police for me, you old enough to take care of yourself.
Because all it takes in the beginning is to just listen and do what you're told. That's it. And there's no issue.
Exactly. I tell my kids all the time, when you grow up and you have your own place, you can do whatever you want to do. As long as you're under my roof, it's my rules. And if you can't live by my rules, hurry up and grow up and get your job and get your own place. Then I won't have to say anything to you. I don't have to call you or nothing.
Exactly.
You know? You can call me and say, hey, Dad, how you doing? And that's it. I'm all right. Yeah. Because you growing up, you have to prepare yourself after your kids have gone in.
Mm-hmm. Kind of think they're not going to left.
Because then go left when them gone with them boyfriend or them husband and then girlfriend or them wife. I just you and your woman left back there, so you have to prepare for your future. So you prepare your kids them so them can prepare themselves for them future.
Mm-hmm.
And you prepare them and prepare your future for when them gone. Because after them gone, you're lucky, if you have one or two of them go come back or help you, if you have the one of them come back. If you got the one of them come back or help you, you're blessed. You understand?
Exactly.
So grow up and say, all right, my kids and me take care of me now. Work and save your money and put your money where you put it, invest your money and put it where you put it. So when after life after your kids and when you retire from work and when you can't do anything for yourself again or your wife can't do anything for yourself again, you have your money to pay to take care of yourself. You understand? So you can't sit down and depend on your kids. Our parents never have it that way. They never grow that way. They never think that way because they never in the society to think that way.
Mm-mm.
We grew up that we take care of our parents. You understand? So if they grow up and they work and them they not have the money because you work all the day of life at Jamaica and if you don't work for government, where you go get? The money what you probably get from government right now are probably maybe $15,000 for a month.
And where you can get with that?
And you got a grocery store one day and done. And if you have your light bill to pay, your water bill to pay, and little top up on phone, where that the money goes. That's why you learn from your Jamaican parents because the way how them budget them stuff and the way them budget with what them work. Them skilled Jamaican people are highly skilled people. Even if they're not educated.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? The way how them budget and plan out them money, it's beyond.
And you have some people live off of some things. You marvel. A man that sell peanut or a man that sell 2 little candy pound and stall or certain little things and him live and him making life. You be surprised.
I gotta tell you a thing. Because when you're a younger youth and little youth, when me know you as a little youth, and me they work at Casablanca Hotel, when me they come over with my paycheck a week time, at $300 something a week me I get.
Yeah.
Right? At the time equivalent to 50 US.
Yeah.
A week or 40 US a week. And One day we are talking, me I tell a man, say, and this amount of money me I make. And the same man turn to me and say, oh, me? Why you could come in and work with them the money there? And at the same time, out of the money what me I make, me I buy building block, and me I buy cement, and me I buy steel, and me I buy stone. So me save up my money to buy a lens to build my place.
Right.
Yes, eventually I did get help, but as they say, God help those who help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, me get help, and the help I me get make me build it more quicker and faster.
Yeah.
But after a while, and the man tell me say, and at the same time, the same man tell me say, we buying beer. And when he tell me say, we buying beer, me look for him and say, really, you want me to buy your beer?
Out of the same little something I say in our work for.
Out of the same little money where you tell me say you not work for, me to buy your beer all night.
Okay.
Really. And you know, say, right there and then, a 3 youth after that, after me talk to him, a 3 youth, me get work, same place and the same hotel, right where they work.
Mm-hmm.
Until today, they got respect for me.
Wow.
Yeah, man, respect for me, same way, man. I always try to help youths. Help them every way me can help them. As they say, as the Bible tells us, say you teach a man to fish, so you don't have to give him a fish every day.
That's my
Me get the 3 youth them a job, so they don't have to beg me no money again.
That's my belief. That's my belief from day one. Me not believe in just handing out to somebody, because at the end of the day, you give him today, you don't need tomorrow as well. But if you help him to get a job, I always tell him, I can guarantee you an interview, I can't guarantee you the job, but I can get as much people an interview as possible, and I did. So if you good enough to secure a job, then it's up to you to keep it.
I'm not sure of them get job neither. Many more me get job. Because me I tell you straight, if you see, if me say me they get a job for you,
right.
Not even interview, you know, for interview.
You do the interview for them.
My name was so good in the hotel.
Yes.
That's when my boss asked me, said, me know anybody, he need a waiter or a waitress. And they say, real. Even if you can't do it, I'm going to go train you. Even though you can't do it.
Right. Once you come in.
Once I make you need to get the work. There's no if and but or maybe about it. And me not get no stranger, pay baritone people, me I get work.
Yeah.
Till one day my boss tell me say no want nobody else around me live.
It's like you get the whole community down there.
You may tell you say, but me I tell you the boss are the only people that me know.
Yep.
And me can't vouch for them, me can't vouch for nobody else. Me don't know nobody else, me and them not grow.
Yep.
Me don't know them parents.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I saw things said, yeah. Me get all work for man what me and ever say at the same company what me work for.
Right.
Because even for Bridget Lemar we tell you say when them work at D&G and me can get the work.
Yeah.
Because me know the man them what fix the air condition them, the air condition, the fridge them, and the Pepsi and the beer machine them, me know them. And then tell me say yo what you from your neighborhood come check out, you know, and he tell me, I say, yeah man, a good boy.
Yeah.
He say, you know him, I say, yeah man, good boy man, I can't work college, you go a good boy. Me never tell him say I'm a cousin. I just tell him say a good boy.
And him come in.
And when Lemar come tell me say, Regan, me get the work, you know. Then he said, Junior, me don't remember what the other guy name, he said, Junior, so and so tell me, say, then see and then know, you say, you're a good boy. Yeah man. Me there, trust me there, I'm a son. Me go down on vacation and my brother want a job. Me say my brother don't want to work. And me just staying at the hotel and me go to the food and beverage manager and ask food and beverage manager for a job. And he should turn to me and say, you're serious? And then me come to find out, say, the food and beverage manager and my cousin wife.
Yeah.
And I tell her, I say, I don't be more on the job, and my brother more on the job, because I don't want the job to live in America. And them say, if you bring in paper come until today, they all know my brother not reach the paper yet. You don't want that easier job.
You don't want it easier than that. Yep. That's the only thing why sometimes when people have that attitude, it scare you in order to suggest them because your name is so big and you're not necessarily big, but you're so comfortable and known with them that you can refer anyone. But all they have to do is just their
Every
part, and then they still.
as I said, me when me go on vacation and me go to Jamaica, me not stay at my yard and me stay at hotel. Me try to get to know the people in the hotel.
Yes,
I see the man who in charge and him me they try to friend.
exactly.
I see once me friend him happy with me want him, then me can go to him and say to him, say, yo, me have a bridge in one area and a real need a job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, see? And he say, alright.
Mar,
Tell him
put
to
the
bring
other
in
one in
papers,
there
them
now.
come on. Tell him to bring in papers, them come and come see me. Ask you so and so. So I just say you can help the youth them in many ways. You can help them, but them not realize that you don't have to live at Jamaica to help them at Jamaica.
True. Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
if me come and say you need a job, and if me know somebody in the hotel where me can get you a job, me go get you a job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I help you one. Because I don't want you to see me on the road every time. You say, yo, father, beg you something.
No, it can't work.
No, that's a bad habit. That's a bad habit. You know, I don't say me can't give you. You can't give everybody either.
No.
You only can't give so much and you can't give everybody.
How much you go have if you keep giving? If you keep doing that, how much can you have? No matter how rich you claim you are.
But
because the richest man in the world now get up and mind people like that and I give people, you know. There's so many opportunities you can get for doing, helping yourself.
But still, even if you're the richest man in the world, you still don't want to get up and give everybody. You get them a job.
That's what I'm saying. It's better.
And you can't get everybody a job either.
No.
Because you need a profit and you need a profit to run your company.
Mm-hmm. So you want reputable people or people who really want the job or people who can do the job and will do the job?
I don't want you to get the job because you're not going to know if you can't do the job or if you don't have no experience in the job, I'm going to tell the person, look, if you don't have no experience in the job, you're going to have to train him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you can't train him, then what is sense? But if you train him, you're not go sorry because you're going to train him and pay him as according to how we can get him paid. So when he can't do his job now, he's up to par with everybody else, then he can get the pay. What he's supposed to get. Think about it, when me get my first job after school, I never get a salary.
Mm-hmm.
I never even get a dime. And I in a holiday in hotel, and that holiday in hotel resort me that work in a big holiday. Never get a dollar and because you're in a training and training either. But guess what?
That's how it used to work.
You make your money off a tip.
That's how it used to work. Most jobs. When you leave school, most of the time, your parents find a trade or a tradesman and send you. And when you start go around the tradesman, that's how you learn a skill. So if you know the person a welder, then go tell us, boy, my son so-and-so interested to learn the welding. If you know a carpenter, a mason, whatever, a plumber. So most of the time, the trade person them used to take advantage of.
And you have to work at least 3 months. Sometimes longer than 3 months before you even get a dollar. You go say, boy, look, every day I got this man a place and I not get no money.
Because in that meantime, him evaluate you.
Don't watch the money where you not get. Soak up where you can soak up in here so I learn what you have to learn.
Exactly.
Me got my first job at Holiday as a trainee to be a waiter. And when me left, then I said, my boss boy, me not become, the man get rid of me before me even become boss boy. Me sit down out and me wait 7 months or longer before me get a next job.
Mm-hmm.
And when me get that job, me did learn so much from the past job. That's when me get this job at another restaurant. And it was like a 5-star restaurant, me get the job. And the man what give me the job, because he's the next man me see, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, say, yo, you don't know we shot no waiter work there. I didn't want no waiter we shot you did the work when we can't get. He say, you know, so we shot me work the place just up in, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, so that man doing so. And him at the metro need for the restaurant, him can hook you up and they need waiter and whatever and bus boy and whatever. Me go in as a bus boy and I said, man, come in there as waiter. I never even do waiter work before, never do bus boy work before. Never even train to be bus boy before. And even with the experience I may have, the three away I went bus boy. After me, they train the other two bus boy with me. Because every like about two or three wait, I got one bus boy they work with them. You have to work for all three people. They might make more money than you know, you make less money, you know. And some of them don't have no experience at all in it, and you are teach them.
Mm-hmm.
As a bus boy, you teach them as a bus boy. That's me sit down and me see everybody they get promoted around me. And it dawned for me that one day I said to the metro, he said, let me ask you a question. You know, me nah pressure you on it, me just ask you a question. I say, how comes this is a man and have no experience? This is a man and have no experience. And me I train this a man and me train that the man and me train that the man. And me I teach him what me know, but at the same time me I learn from him too, you know, me I soak up everything what him I tell me as a metro D, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say them man they are skill waiter, you know, skill waiter them you know, me learn from them, you know. Some things I learn from them, them don't even know so me learn it from them, cause me not say nothing, me just tell watch what they do and penny what they do and pick them brain.
Right.
You know what the man turned to me and say? The man say, if me promote you, me not have nobody for do for your work.
So you good at what you doing. So you know I move you from where you at.
No one promote because if he move me from where me there, you know, I have nobody else to do for me work. Cause guess what? As a bus boy, because you're as a bus boy, you're all over the place. So even if somebody come up and training,
you train them.
You wait till them not train him. You wait till not train him, and you are training him.
Yes.
So you know when me get free promotion when everybody start left and then I have a choice.
I forgive you.
The manager turn team and tell us no. Richard there from day one he have to get promoted. And so me get my promotion.
Mm-mm.
You know? And if you when you try to pass on things like knowledge like that to your kids them say sometimes you might not work for your person, you might not get paid, but don't worry about the pay where you not get because you could have to go learn.
Yes.
Learn whatever you can learn, and if you learn whatever you can learn, the money will come later.
Exactly.
Mark, you know, me come here 22 years, I go on 23 years. My first job is with UPS. I make $8.50 an hour with UPS. I don't complain about it. But me realize it's a good company to work for, but me work with other places. I do other full-time job because they only employ part-timers.
Right.
So me do other full-time job, other places, but me always keep that job until me get promoted to full-time. Me keep another job with part-time, but me always stick to my job.
Mm-hmm.
And see, instead of me doing two jobs, now one job me I do. You know, and at 22 years in the company. When me work with the company, enough one tell me say it's slavery.
Wow.
A couple of my friends come to America and say, boy, when me tell them, say, boy, I'm glad to get that job. I say, boy, you know, say, you pays me, I work and me happy. I say, man, that's slavery. Me now work in the place there.
Mm-mm.
That, you know, you try to put all your kids there because they went to work and they work. And the way they work hard. My woman that Jamaica pregnant with my son and I didn't even think about it. Yo, I'll be back. We couldn't even stand up on this thing to wash our plate for 5 minutes. The way my back at me for loading trailers. But me not beat up. Because you know what you want.
Yes.
Because chiropractor and go to therapy for my back and my back good. But you still do the job.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what you want. When me see enough of my friends say, boy, you know, say boy that work the boy, I wish me to keep that UPS work there. Because them I look on the hardest part of the work. No. Imagine a 22 years now, you know me I working. For the past 8 years, are the easiest job me ever do for UPS. All the hard work done already.
Wow.
So you might come in to the door, they work hard. But then your destiny that. There's more opportunity in that place.
Climbing up the hill was the difficult part, but now going down it feel different because you already reached the top, and then now it's a
You
different
live on
channel.
top of the hill. You live on top of the hill. The walk, you know.
Yes,
When
you know,
you reach
you
up
know,
high
have to
flat,
feel like it is strain when you don't
you
go
have to
over
climb the
anymore.
hill again.
Exactly. So before you go though,
Yeah.
I want to give you a few more minutes to really elaborate based on your experiences of you growing up, based on your experiences of you traveling, based on your experiences of you being here now, living in the United States, working, doing all that you've done, and all that you've already experienced, to what you see for the 2022. Because we are on the verge of the last few hours of 2022. And you know, based on the message and based on what you're sharing with all the viewers and people who are going to see this next year and onwards, because this is something that's going to be available for everyone. What can you say to the youths growing up today and to the parents who are growing children in these times? As a father, once a child, now a father, and looking to, because you say you have kids now who are even 22, so maybe at some point becoming a grandfather too. so, so,
Exactly.
so,
In our
so,
future.
yes,
Yeah, but you know, these kids, some of them don't want no kids either.
exactly. It
So,
might not be,
but,
but just saying, you
but you
know?
know, really and truly taking care of kids, the message of me really out is mostly for the mothers.
Yes,
Because we're, especially if you have son and you have daughters, mothers, let the father grow the son. And you as mothers focus on the girls. Because as much as you can raise your kids, but you can't make a man, you can't grow a man. I can't turn a boy into a man. And when the father talking to the son, you leave the father alone, let him talk to the son. Don't interrupt him, don't go into their conversation. Leave them alone. And fathers, likewise, let mothers grow their daughters. Because what turning around is like you got all these women, young girl growing up to be, say they're a boss lady, and them a boss this and boss that. It should be no woman talking about their bosses and boss that, because at the end of the day, the one woman them start to be men. And the men them start to be the boys them start to, instead of being men, them be female. Because they have the female tendency of what their mother teach them. Even though me grew up with a single mother, my teachings that no come from my mother.
yeah,
Because me not see my mother, me barely see my mother. You only see your mother when she come home in the evening or on weekend when she not go work, and probably only one day out of the week she not go work on a Sunday. And if she home Saturday, she go on a supermarket, or she go supermarket Friday evening. So you only see your mother Saturday and Sunday. My father wasn't far away, but there was many young men in the neighborhood, and well, if a grown men in the neighborhood that me sit down with them and me learn from them. Just like how me and you as a grown man right now have a conversation. Me and my father never have a conversation like this.
wow,
Me and my father never have a conversation like this. My father not teach me nothing about woman. My mother not teach me nothing about woman. Everything what me learn upon the same block where me grew up on. What me learn, me sit down and me learn, me sit down and hear when the bigger man them than me the talk. Enough of them are the big man them, because enough things that sometimes parents think that them can't learn from their youth. You know, you can't learn from your youth if you listen to your youth them when they talk. You learn a lot from them. But them wouldn't know so you to learn from them either.
yes,
Just like them I learn from you, and you to try to put your teaching on them. There's a lot of things about them where you have to learn, because you have to know how them are. That's why I try to tell my kids them. When me ask you a question, tell me the truth. I don't care how bad it is. Tell me the truth. Because if you keep lying to me, and somebody out there, if something happens outside on the street, and somebody come and say you do it, and then you do it, me go believe the person on the street, because you've been lying to me all this time. So how can I believe you?
exactly.
Gonna give you a story instant. One time, when we were younger, we never even know you yet either.
Yeah.
Young guy. And it's a good thing we did approve with me. One time we go down by Taverna Beach. And I see Castle, we got a beach. And we used to got this pipe down there was shoot up water up in the air. So when we got to see over there, so we go wash off. This lady come at the pipe. And we did it just good and they wash off and the woman come there, you know, because she's a big woman, he want to push me away, you know. And want to run me with making grandson or whoever and did it, we go get the water or whatever. Tell the woman say me now move, you know. They say me now move. The woman cuss me off, you know. The woman cuss me off, and because me have respect for all the people, I don't even say a word to the woman. Me wash off and me and my two little brethren then wash off and we come away yard. But then, you know, this after me left school though. I think they say left school, but me ain't work. And me in my bed they sleep the morning. I remember my father come at the side of the window in the morning. And he called me and they argue with my brother. They argue with my brother how this woman come tell him say, oh my brother cuss him off and call him Wobia Walker and all kind of things. And I sleep and I jump out of my sleep and I get up and up in the window and I say, Pops, what happened? He say, are your brother cuss off this woman? I say, which woman? And when he tell me the woman coming out, call the woman name.
Yes.
I mean, she dead now, but God making soul rest in peace.
Yes.
My father, and I him man, and me. Yeah, you, yeah. My father turned to me and said, what happened? I tell my father, and my father go back. Everybody thinks I'm my brother, you know, because they know say me no mess with people.
That's why even your father said the same thing. Okay.
So my father go back and tell the woman, say, you see, you, whatever you can tell me, a lie you tell me. And he say, you see my son, I'm my first son, we kill you for him. Because you see him, me know him not mess with people, him not get trouble.
Yeah.
Him stay away from trouble. Nobody, you're the only person what me ever know, ever come to me and say him ever do anything. And nobody never come a yard, come complain, say him anything, cause even fighting, stay away from fight.
Yes.
So I know him you the top. So I don't believe that what you say. Yeah man, and the woman see me after that, you know. And look for me, you know. And shake it and walk, you know. Just look for me so and shake it and walk, cause he knows I don't lie me I tell.
Mm-hmm.
And when me talk to my father, cause me and my father not really, as me say, because him left and gone, so me and him not really hold no conversation. Me and him not really never reason. But me learn a lot of things from him. Him dead and gone, may his soul rest in peace. Him don't know me learn a lot of things from him. By the way how me see the things, me don't want to do things the way him do things. Me change, me look upon some of the things and base my life. Yes, some of the things me base my life on some of what him do. And me base my life on some of what me see my mother do. And me base a lot on what me see my grandmother do.
Yes.
Because my grandmother do most of my raising. My grandmother teach me a lot of things. When me I grew up with my grandmother said jump, me say how high. My mother and father couldn't get me to jump as high as my grandmother. You understand? So, and like my grandmother raised me because she wanted to raise me. We never have a choice. And then, you know, so when people reach a certain age, you know, get a job. So grandmother, the one was stay home and take care of.
Yeah, there's quite a few of that happen.
And the parents
get
take
the
care
chance
of
to
the
go
grandmother.
work.
Anything the grandmother want,
True.
then get them.
True.
So in other words, it helps us a lot. It helps the parents a lot. We don't have that luxury. Cause no
grandmother not sit down.
Grandmother don't live with we.
True.
My grandmother don't live with me. She don't live with me, you know. And if my grandmother went live with me, my mother went live with me, that easier for me. But my life never make out to be that easy.
True.
You know, everybody have their own road to travel. And everybody got their own shoes to put their foot in. You know. You can't put your foot in your parents' shoes.
No.
It will never fit you.
Exactly.
You have to take care of you. And when you take care of you, then you can take care of your kids. You understand? See, a lot of people put their kids first. You can't put your kids first. Take care of yourself so you can take care of your kids. Because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your kids.
So that's the message for the
You understand?
fathers. That's the message for
But
the
yeah, man, for the fathers, man, you have to put more into your kids. We know some of you, sometimes you might be a single father and the woman try to keep the child away from you because of spite or whatever them want to do. As much as you can do, man, if you get as much angle to it, man. Put yourself in a situation. Sometimes you have to go through a lot, but do what you can do for your son, especially your son. Because remember, your son go past your seed on. You know.
exactly. That's where the
Your
that's where
daughter
that's
is
where the
just
name growing.
your daughter is just a land, like a woman is just a land, you know. And a man come and plow the land and plant in seed, and the seed grows, so you come out.
True.
So that's how it is.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, your seed, your blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, put as much as you can put into your son. You know, you can't only say what you can say. You can't think for them. In other words, you can't tell them not going at. You can't tell them if you're not going at whatever trouble you don't want to go in. But at the end of the day, it's up to them. It's not up to you. But at least you can say
You did
you
your
do
part.
the best you could, and you did your part.
Good.
Because you only can do it if they don't want to listen. It's up to them. But in the end, at them same one go get up and turn around and say, "Boy, I wish me did I listen to my father," you know. Because if them the kids don't realize your parents, I'm gonna say 99% of the parents only want the best for their child.
True.
Some people grow up and envy their one child. You know?
Mm-hmm.
They envy their one child, then block everything when their child try to do. But me have to give God and thanks to my parents never try to block my way.
Good.
Me listen to them or me look and learn from them. But as me said, me and my mother got more conversation than my father, because my father never lived with me. But when he have the time and he can, me and him be talk, and I really like we reason, sit down and reason, teach us deep reasoning. Or he teach me about man, or he teach me about woman, or whatever. You know, give me none of that. But me learn something from him. Me learn from him. And it's right if you have your son, at least your son can see what you did in life and say, you know what? Well, I say my father go through them things are hard things my father when they do, you know. Me don't want to go through that.
Yeah.
Want to do better things than them. Because my goal is always to do better than my parents.
True.
And my goal in life is my kids them always do better than me.
Exactly.
Because if you know say you do better than me, or you try to do better than me, then I know say you're on the right path. But
not being lazy.
But I mean, you can't make them be you. You can't make them be you. You have to make them be themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't force your child to do the things why you think that you want them to do. You have to make them do what they want to do. But as long as them have them head on them body and them do the right thing, you support them.
Exactly.
And if you think that them do the wrong thing, you tell them, boss, I think you do the wrong thing, you know. And if you keep going on this path, you know, you go in a trouble, you know, I'm not go stand up behind you in your trouble. At least me they warn you and tell you right now.
Exactly.
It's just as me tell you earlier, and just kids alone are grown up. Guys, me come right now and tell us a fire did this and not good because you're gonna get burned. You left gone to shot the fire, even though me tell us a fire did it, you know, listen to what me I say. You want to see for yourself and then know you're gonna get hurt. After you get hurt, say, boy, you know, so Richie did tell me. I mean, I ain't believe him, me just want to see for myself.
But then sometimes some of them just end up though have to get burned in order to that's just how it works and that's just how life is.
You don't have to get burned to learn because me tell you about the fire already, you're gonna put yourself in a fire.
Exactly. So guys, as you heard it from Richard, our first discussion for this talk show, but the last one for the year of 2022, and it could not be any better. Steamy conversation, natural conversation from just a realistic person who has been through it all. And we couldn't be, I don't think we could have started it any better than with somebody like you, Richard. I love the vibe, I love the chat, and trust
Yeah,
me,
man.
we
As
go,
me say, man, we there for we there. We can reason at any time,
and
man.
we
We
go
not
do
be
it
there for the
again.
year for reason, you know.
Yeah,
We
man.
not be there for the year for reason, you know. So,
Yeah, man.
you know, me always try to reason with a man and youth and youth. I mean, me learn from you, you know, because you're younger than me, you know. Me I learn from you, you know, and you go learn from me. So life set up.
Exactly. Exactly.
Life is nothing but a learning experience, you know.
For all.
It comes with a lot of ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the same time rise, same time fall. Some man rise and never fall.
True. Some man fall and can't get up again.
And some man fall and can't get up because he not try to get up.
True.
And some man can because he up in the tree top there. He
Mm.
don't want to come down the ground because he don't want to hope they're nice. He don't want to come down there so. He want up there so because up there so all of the good fruit them they up in the top of the tree then they don't ground.
Exactly.
Watch out for ground, you don't want it.
Exactly.
You want the tree and fresh.
We need fathers like you. So I will also take this time out to commend you on raising your child and your children and raising the village, because you, based on your vibe and based on reasoning with you, you say you try to help others as well. Whether you give them $1 or you help them by getting a job or help them by referring them to somebody who might be able to help them with a
Exactly.
career. And you know that's what us as men design are for, not just to bear children,
Yeah.
have children, get children, but
Yeah.
also be figures,
Yeah.
role models for persons who are living within our vicinity.
Because if it's your youth out there and you know some boy he go get in a trouble, but if you get him a job, he go stay in a trouble, you help him get a job because you don't want him in a trouble.
That's
Because,
what
you
it's
know,
about.
I just say do unto others what others do unto you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and whatever you want for yourself, want it for others too.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, if me have one mango, you have one mango, me not have to worry myself about you
No.
because you have a mango, me have a mango.
It don't matter the
But
size.
if you don't have none, me know say you go want peace of mind.
Exactly.
Or you go want the whole of mine.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it should be, man. And like
Yeah,
as we
man.
said, we're gonna do this again, Richard. It might be a different topic because there's many things we have to discuss on. But it was definitely a
Yes,
good one.
sir.
Reason
Yes,
with
sir.
you on
Yes,
this
sir.
Saturday afternoon. And continue doing what's best for your children, no matter who want vex or who want like it. At the end of the day, like you say, you know you do your part and you know you're doing it from the heart. You know you're not hurting your child. You know you're not out there to abuse nobody or whatever it is. It's just to make sure that you instill the right discipline, that when they go, because this world where they have coming in, it's not like the one we grew up in, you know. This world not easy, like, even though we that think say
Nope.
ours did hard. This one not easy.
If you can't, at the end of the day, if you don't take care of your child and teach your child the basic respect for others and respect you, because if they don't respect you, they're not gonna respect nobody on the road.
Nobody at
And
all.
at the end of the day, I tell my child say respect people, because at the end of the day, if you go out there and something wrong with you, even if you're a bad child, you know, but a man go say, you know, so boy Richie used to take care of me, you know. I Richie you that, no man, you can't do nothing, man.
Exactly.
Because Richie a good boy, I mean, so Richie you this. Because if me send my youth them to Jamaica, I don't have to worry about them.
True. True.
I don't have to worry about them. I know say people go take care of them, because if they know say my youth them, then go take care of them.
Yes. By doing what's right
You understand,
always. Always. And that's just being you.
Yeah, man.
Your name reached the street before you.
Me, yeah, man, me do things from my heart. If me know me can't do it for you, me go tell you plain and straight, the boss, me can't do it. And if you see me and ask me and me not give me tell you say me not have it, believe me, say me not have it.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
understand?
And sometimes
And
you
we
do
can't give-
you
we
do
can't
not
give
even
everybody.
sometimes you do not even because they ask, but just because the inner you say, you know what, make me do something. And that's just it. You know, you know that's natural. All right, so
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna let you go.
Alright, my boy.
And-
Take care and God bless. Enough respect. Much love.
Yeah, man. And you
know?
guys are watching. if you see this video, don't think it too hard to share with a youth, share with a family, share with a friend, because it's a message for all. All right, not necessarily
Yeah, man.
about fathers, not just necessarily about children, but just more so about natural life and living in today's world. Bless up. All right,
All
Richard.
right, guidance.
All right.
Cool.